All right, so amplitude, look at the formula sheet. Michaela, if you look, the only trig functions that have an amplitude are sine and cosine. Everything else doesn't have one, just write none or draw a dash. So it's absolute value of A, which is the first number in front of sine. So the amplitude for that was just 7. Amplitude for this one, there's an understood 1 there, it's just a 1. Number 3 is a 1. Number 4 is a 1. How about number 5? It says secant.
None.
None. Or just put a dash. 6, none. 7, 1/2. All right, you guys can go ahead and go down that column, fill it in all the way down. So that'd be 1/4 there, that'd be 6, that'd be 4, that'd be, whoops, none, 4, 10, y'all can finish up 14 and 15. All right, second column, period. Write the formula down off the formula sheet. You will notice if you were out yesterday, period, everything is not the same. Tangent and cotangent have different formulas. Again, I would highlight those or I would draw a box around those on my formula sheet. Trey, what's the formula for sine under period? Look it up. Yeah, it's right there. Go to period, which is the second column. What's the formula for sine? Good. 2 pi over k. So Allison, all you have to do is go to k, which is the number in front of the x, which on this problem is a 1. 2 pi over 1 is 2 pi. You have to do that for every problem, going right down the column. All right, Allison, what's my formula for cosine for period? Have your formula sheet. Cosine period is also 2 pi over k. So we write that formula down, 2 pi over k. Again, well, hold up, this time my k is 12. So 2 pi over 12, put it in your calculator, see what you get. Pi over 6. So our answer on that was pi over 6. All right, number 3 should be an easy one. That's a 1. 2 pi over 1 is 2 pi. Number 4, I got a 1 again in front of my x. That makes it easy. 2 pi over 1 is 2 pi. All right, number 5, is this one of the new formulas, secant? What's the formula for secant? Same thing, 2 pi over k, so it's 2 pi. All right, how about 6? Is this a new formula, cotangent? Yeah. Yep, that's a new formula. That was just pi over k. All right, so you look at the number in front of x, it's 2, so that'll be pi over 2. Number 7, you may have to put in your calculator, Allison. There's a 4 in front of the x this time. So that's 2 pi over 4. Allison, put that in your calculator and tell me what it gives you. Good. I'm going to let y'all go down that column and finish it up. Got a question? All right, 13 guys are probably going to have to use their calculator. Allison on the top, I got positive pi over 3 divided by 6. Plug that in the calculator, tell me what you get. Pi over 18 sounds good. I'm going to let y'all do 14 and 15 by yourself. Then we'll do the last column. Then we'll flip it over and do the new stuff on the other side of the paper. No.
These things are easy.
Good.
Sure don't.
Don't knock it over. All right, last column, Allison, this one's easy. You ready? Location change. All you gotta do is whatever D is, it's whatever number is on the right side of the X. All right, so this one doesn't have one. This one doesn't have one. Those are dashes. All right, number 3's got a +3 on the end. So would you say that's up 3 or down 3? So I got up 3 on that one. What about number 4? Nothing. What about number 5? Up 2, 6.
9.
6 is nothing. All right, now look at 7, Allison. It's got a -6 on the end. Down 6. All right, flip it to 8. Nothing. 9. Up 1. 10. Down 2. 11. Up 5. 12. Up 4. 13. Up 8. Y'all finish them up. Good. Everybody write this formula down top of your page. Put your phones up. All right, so we're going to use this formula, guys, on every problem. Basically, you're working backwards on this. Now they've given you the answers. We're working backwards to write it back in the equation. So, first thing I want y'all to do, everybody write your amplitude in front of sine. And everybody write your location change on the end, that's +8. You can go ahead and do that without even thinking. Now we're going to have to work to find the other two. All right, we good? All right, so watch closely. Sitting bad, it's kind of tedious, but is that a word? Tedious?
Somewhat.
Somewhat. All right, they're giving us this for the period. What's the formula, guys, for period off the formula sheet? 2 pi over k. All right, so here's what you do. To find this number right here, we got to set what's in the problem, 2 pi over 1, equal to the formula for period, which is 2 pi over k. All right, write it down, Makai. You need to write this down. Now, we would normally cross multiply and divide. We don't have to on this one. How come? If the tops are equal, the bottoms are going to be equal. So what's k going to be on this problem? 1. So right here, I need y'all to put 1x. We would normally cross multiply and divide. You just didn't have to on this one because the tops are equal. You'll hardly ever have one where the tops are equal. All right, so we got one more number we got to find. We got to find the number that goes right here. All right, which formula on our formula sheet has a C in it? Phase shift. So here's what you do. You take what they have for phase shift, which is pi over 2, write it down. Now, what's the formula for phase shift? What's it say on the sheet? I don't have mine. Negative C over K. Here's what you do. You write negative C. Instead of writing K, we already found out that K equals 1. You write negative C over 1. So you're going to have to find this answer before you find this answer. All right, so when you guys cross, multiply, and divide that, you're going to have your answer. You're going to be done. Times these two first, I got pi. Times these two, I got negative 2c. I need y'all to write it down. All right, from here, how do you know what you divide by? You're always going to divide by the number that's with the variable. So what do I divide by? Negative 2. So when you divide both sides by negative 2, that cancels. My answer is negative pi over 2, so I put minus pi over 2 right here. And that's how you're going to do these problems. That's just the first one. If you didn't understand it, it's okay. All right, question on that one. So you guys are going to use this formula for all the problems on 1, 2, 3, and 4 because your instructions said write the equation for the sine function. So we'll have sine right here. On 5, 6, 7, and 8, the instructions say find the equation for the cosine function. So it's the exact same thing. You'll just put cosine here instead of sine. All right, let's go to number 2. All right, so I got amplitude is 7. Got period is 3 pi. Phase shift is pi. Location change is -7. All right, so what's the first thing we do? You go ahead and write your amplitude. And you go ahead and write your location change. So y'all can go ahead and set it up and write the one down in the front and the one down in the back. Those are given to you, you know those. All right, next, how did we find this number again? You take whatever they give you for period, which is 3 pi over 1, and you set it equal to the formula for period. What's that formula for period? 2 pi over k. All right, I'm going to give y'all a chance to cross multiply that, solving for k. You're always solving for the variable. Y'all cross multiply and divide and get an answer. Once you get used to it, it won't take you but about 10 seconds to do that.
Cross multiply?
Cross multiply and divide, solving for k. All right, it doesn't matter which way you go first, guys. If I go this way first, I get 2 pi. What about when I times these two right here? 3 pi and k. You can't really times them, right? Let's just write them down. 3 pi and k. Write that down. All right, so now we're supposed to be solving for k. So what do I divide by? Yeah, you divide by 3 pi because that is what's with the k. So watch. When you divide by 3 pi, it cancels there. Divide by 3 pi. What cancels over here?
Pi.
What's my number? Is 2/3. So y'all write 2/3 x. Where did the x come from? The x is in the problem in that spot every time. Question. You have to divide by whatever's with the variable. Since 3 pi was with the k, that's what we're dividing by. Here you go.
I never finished my test.
Yeah, we'll have to do that. Come see me. Here you go. Here's something else. That's from yesterday, right here. We'll work on what you just gave. All right, so to find this other number right here, again, take the phase shift. What number's there? Pi over 1. And we set that equal to the formula for phase shift, which is, what's the formula for phase shift? Negative c over k, right? We'll put negative c over 2/3. Because look, you can't put k there. You can't have more than one variable in a problem. All right, now we're going to cross multiply and divide. Cross multiply and divide that, see how far you can get. All right, so when you guys go this way, you're going to get negative 1c. When you guys times this way, 2/3 times pi, it's just 2/3 pi. Now what do I divide by right here? You divide by the number that's with the variable.
-1.
So we divide by negative 1. That's going to change that to negative 2/3 pi. And what do y'all think? Y'all like this?
Yeah.
It's good stuff, isn't it?
No.
The new stuff. All right, let's go to 3. Hopefully y'all can start working ahead a little bit. Number 3, I got amp 6 period pi phase shift pi over 2
I meant to see.
location change 4. All right, any question on 2 before we go to 3? All right, so again, when you start the problem, go ahead and write the amplitude down, 6 sine. Go ahead and write the location change down, up 4. All right, see if y'all can find the first number in the parentheses. Alright, so how do we find the first number? Take whatever they give you right here.
Please excuse this interruption. All the students who are attending the field trip to Valdosta State University need to meet at the end of third hall at this time. Thank you.
Alright, and your formula is 2 pi over k. Cross, multiply, and divide that, and you'll put that right there in front of x once you get your answer. See if you can cross, multiply, and divide that. Alright, so when I times these two, I get 2 pi. When I times these two, I get pi and k. What do I divide by now?
1.
Remember, you always divide, Adam, by whatever's with the variable.
Pi.
So we divide by pi there, and it cancels. Divide by pi there, and it cancels. Somebody got it right. I heard them say 2x for that spot. Good job. Yep. So divide both sides by -2. All right, so now for the other spot in the parentheses, you take the phase shift that they give you, which is pi over 2. You set that equal to your formula for phase shift, which is negative c over k. And Trey, we already found out 2 equals k, so I put 2 right there. Now cross multiply and divide that. Let's see what you get. All right, it normally takes about 4 or 5 of these before y'all start getting them by yourself. So we should be getting close. Times these two, I got negative 2c. Times these two, I got 2 pi. What do I divide by, Robin? Negative 2. So watch, when you guys divide by negative 2, 2's cancel out, but the negative didn't cancel out. So I bring over negative pi. Right? 2's can cancel, but if the negative's left over, you got to bring it over. All right, so you're going to have to show these steps right here where you're cross multiplying. At least show me how you set it up. If you can do some of it in your head, that's great. All right, so about now we should start to get some kids who can do it
What's
by
the answer?
themselves. What's the answer? There's the answer right there.
Negative pi. Thanks.
Well, all right, let's try 4. Got an amplitude, 3/4. Got a period, pi over 5. Got a phase shift, pi, and a location change of 1/4. All right, so to start it, I know it's going to be 3/4 sine. I know that. And I know my location change is plus 1/4. All right, so you guys do the middle. Do the parenthesis part. All right, guys, our phone should be up. We should be doing our work. All right, because when you divide, let's see, I think you left something off. It's negative pi. Okay, the formula is negative c over k. So when you cross multiply there, we kind of negative 2c. You just left the negative on. All right, let's see who got the first blank. I bring period down, pi over 5. I set that equal to 2 pi over k. So I've got 10 pi equals pi and k. I divide by pi. What'd y'all get?
I got 10.
I got 10x also. First one's 10. This number? All right, you take whatever's in this spot right here. That's pi over 1. We're good there. Now, the formula for that is negative c over k. So you're going to have to set it equal, Allison, to negative c over 10. Because over here, we already found out k equals 10. All right, cross, multiply, and divide that.